Hello, I am Jackie, and you are listening to Jackie Teaches English. This podcast is designed to help English learners improve their listening skills, gain new vocabulary, and learn more about the English-speaking world. Want to read along with the audio? Go to JackieTeachesEnglish.com, where you will find a transcript of this episode. Without further ado, let's dive in. Today, I want to talk about a positive news story. Last month, 2 baby beavers were born in London for the first time in 400 years. This came after a pioneering project to reintroduce beavers to the area in October of 2023. If something or someone is described as a pioneer or pioneering, it means that they are the first to do something or to act on a new idea. Apple could be described as a pioneering tech company, or Charles Darwin as one of the pioneers of science. So what is so great about beavers, and why is England trying to reintroduce them? Beavers are fascinating creatures. They are the second biggest rodent in the world, after the capybara, with adults weighing up to 30 kilos. As you likely know, they have thick, dense fur and wide, flat tails. Beavers have the incredible ability of holding their breath for up to 15 minutes underwater and are blessed with extremely tough orange teeth. Why are their teeth orange? They are covered in an iron-rich orange enamel that allows them to chew through wood and fell trees. You might be thinking that beavers sound lovely and all, but why do we want them living amongst us? Although beavers might bring to our minds the vast wilderness of North America, beavers were abundant in Europe in a not-so-distant past. Sadly, they were driven to extinction 400 years ago because they were overhunted for their fur and meat. The phrase to drive something to is very helpful when talking about negative consequences. Humans drove beavers to extinction. My dogs drive me to insanity. Many small businesses have been driven to bankruptcy due to the economic recession. So, 400 years ago, beavers were driven to extinction in Europe. But wildlife charities are calling for them to be released into the wild and reintroduced to rivers in England and Wales. Why? It turns out that beavers are a keystone species whose presence in an ecosystem allows other species to flourish. The term keystone signifies that central stone at the top of an arch, which holds all of the other stones together. Thus, arguably, the most important of them all. Except we aren't talking about stones, we're talking about species, and beavers are the crucial piece that brings them all together. On top of that, they bring huge benefits to nature by improving the water quality, alleviating local flooding, and managing the wetlands, making it a home for many insects, birds, and other mammals. So let's get back to the headline. The sighting of these 2 baby beavers, known as kits, will be a victory for the Ealing Wildlife Group. Founded by veterinarian and wildlife conservationist Sean McCormack, along with their partners, this group set out to reintroduce beavers to an area called Paradise Fields, not far from Heathrow Airport. To set out to do something simply means to start a particular activity with a particular aim. For example, with this podcast, I set out to teach English learners idioms and interesting vocabulary. According to their website, the project aims to restore nature and the local area's resilience to flooding, all while capturing carbon in the face of climate change. This project was 3 years in the making, from initial idea to completion. It took months of thorough research, planning, coordination, and public forums. The group was blown away by the positive reception they received from the locals. The vast majority of people were on board with the idea and wanted to see beavers back in their local community. To be on board with something means to be in agreement with a particular course of action. In this case, the public was on board with the group's vision of reintroducing beavers. So it was that in 2023, the group released a family of 5 beavers who settled in amazingly well. Months later, Paradise Fields is currently the only publicly accessible urban beaver site in the United Kingdom, and the group offers guided tours to see the beavers in their natural habitat. Great news, right? Of course. But that doesn't mean that the group isn't prepared for challenges along the way. First off, we need to learn to live alongside beavers, and they need to learn to live with us too. This coexistence was a thing of the past and needs to be relearned. There are, of course, concerns from farmers, landowners, and fishermen. They are concerned that the beavers' management of the waterways and the felling of trees will have a negative impact on their livelihood. And the Ealing Wildlife Group acknowledges that sensible beaver management systems need to be in place to make sure it works for all. One uplifting story mentioned in an interview with founder Sean McCormack took place in a small village in Bavaria, in Germany, which used to suffer from terrible flooding. Once beavers were in place, the village no longer experienced floods. Until a farmer tore down the beaver-made dams on his land, that is. But it just goes to show that when managed properly, beavers can improve humans' quality of life. But the group remains committed to challenging perceptions and changing the hearts and minds of the skeptics. I hope you enjoyed this positive news story because I certainly loved finding out all about it. It is wonderful to see humans slowly changing our relationship with nature for the better. And I am certainly looking forward to visiting Paradise Fields the next time I'm in London. With new kits, remember, a kit is the term for a baby beaver, seen in Scotland, Kent, Northumberland, and now London, I think it's safe to say that things are looking up for the beaver population. And on that positive note, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Jackie Teaches English. Remember that you can access the annotated transcript for this episode, along with information about online English lessons with me on my website, JackieTeachesEnglish.com. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to rate it and follow me on your podcast app. This helps more English learners find us. Have a wonderful day wherever in the world you are, and see you next time. Bye!